Today on Drawbli we are drawing
jackets.
You can join us by sharing your art online using the hashtag Drawbli and click the subscribe button to be notified of future videos. Why are we drawing jackets, Abby?
Well, as with pretty much every clothing reference project that we do on here, it's my idea. I like clothes.
Abby like to draw clothes.
I'm not that I'm not good at it. I started this this morning actually. After we got back from the gym, and then I went and took a nap because we went to the gym so early. So she landed here, and so when you said, "What should we do for Drawbli?" I said, "Oh, I'm about to do the jacket."
Well, actually, I have a great idea.
But I'm happy to be devoting this time to the jacket because this is the part of this little doodle that kind of makes me feel the most intimidated.
Why is that?
Just because it's such an amorphous shape with lots of different splotches of different values and colors.
Oh, splotches.
So just kind of, I think what I'll do is I'll break it down shape by shape.
Shape it up.
Yeah, first we have a shape like, just to sketch it out, like here. And then there's another shape that is,
Well, while you are figuring out your shapes, I'll talk about my very cool jacket that I'm making.
Yeah, what's your jacket?
Do you know who this character is?
Is this like Full Metal Jacket?
Full Metal Jacket. So first of all, the anime is called Full Metal Alchemist. Abby.
Right, but isn't there something called Full Metal Jacket?
Yes, that is a different.
Is that similar? Why didn't you do something from Full Metal Jacket?
Yep,
We're drawing jackets.
Yep, you're right.
Why didn't I? You had the opportunity and you didn't even seize it.
So I do believe that there is a show called Full Metal Jacket, but a Full Metal Jacket is something different, and it's for like ammunition. But anyway,
Wait, isn't Full Metal Jacket? Isn't that a real action soldier movie?
Sure. So I'm drawing a character from Dragon Ball Z. Well, I'm not drawing the character. I'm drawing his jacket. His name is Trunks. Very cool name. All the characters in Dragon Ball Z have very stupid names.
Oh, okay.
If you didn't know.
Didn't.
Here's some Japanese knowledge for you. One of the characters' name is Gohan, which means rice.
I've heard that, yeah. Oh,
That means rice in Japanese.
Does it?
And it's also used for words for meals, like breakfast literally translates to morning rice.
Oh.
But yeah, so I'm doing that character's. Oh, and there's another character called Piccolo.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
Or Frieza. Guess what he's named after? A freezer.
Oh.
But yeah, they're all named after foods. Well, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. So I'm doing this character and doing his jacket because you said you wanted to draw jackets, and I wanted to draw a cool jacket, and I thought of this guy.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty cool jacket. Or at least something that I can try to do here.
Right. Oh, I feel you on the try.
Yes, Abby loves to try clothing. But clothing is hard, and
It's so hard.
I'm gonna tell you why I think clothing is bad for us.
I don't think it's bad for us.
I do
already
genuinely
disagree.
think it's bad.
No.
So if someone of my skill at sculpting that sounds confusing. If I was at the same level of digital sculpting as I was drawing, and I was attempting to do clothes, and more experienced me would tell the less experienced me to not do that. I would say avoid clothing right now because there's a lot going on with clothes.
There's a lot going on with everything.
Yes, but clothes specifically are very difficult for many, many reasons. They're very complex forms. So there's a lot of stuff going on with primary forms. You know what primary forms are. But on top of that, you're breaking that down into secondary forms, which doesn't sound that, that's the next step, right? But what happens with that is it's not just these forms. There's flow to these forms, and you have to understand what's going on with the folds and like why those shapes are happening. What is making, those certain forms turn in those specific ways, those specific directions. It's a very difficult thing to understand and know how to do. There's a lot going on with clothes.
But when have we ever shied away from trying to draw something just because it's going to be hard? I feel like we always go right for that stuff.
This is true, but if I were talking to myself as a sculptor, I would say, hey, just hold off on clothes. Like you can definitely try it every now and again, but it shouldn't be your main focus right now. You know, you shouldn't be doing clothes too often, because you're gonna really struggle. You're not gonna have fun. You want to try things that are at your skill range or just above your skill range, if you can. That's not always possible, though. That's not always
So
the case.
what's stuff that's at our skill range? So, like, if we were actually sitting down right now, and jackets that we're just doing because they're fun, right?
I think animals are a really good thing, because, you know, just focusing on, you know, basic shapes, primary form. I would recommend animals that aren't too furry. But yeah, that's like...
A jacket's kind of like an animal that's not too furry.
No, it's not, though, is what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to explain.
Oh,
like,
okay.
How much harder clothes are for so many different reasons.
Huh.
There's just a lot going on with them. But anyway, I think we mentioned that we would talk about all the crazy stuff we've had going on lately in our last episode. So we've had quite a few things going on lately, haven't we?
Yeah, we had the roof replaced.
Yeah, gosh, how long ago now?
A couple weeks.
A couple weeks ago, I noticed while going to my office that one of our walls was soaking wet in a part of our house. And it turned out that, well, at least we thought that the roof was leaking. We're not sure if that was the issue now. But gosh, it was insane. A lot of other stuff has been going on, but after we've gotten the new roof, it turns out that it might not have ever been leaking. We might have like a weird condensation issue in our house, because after the new roof, we were still having issues. Actually, it got worse.
Oh yeah, it did.
It actually got
because
worse.
the new roof didn't breathe, and that was already the issue, it turns out.
Yeah, so that's been fun.
Yeah, it's been great.
Been trying to get that taken care of, and in the meantime, our office is kind of a mess.
Oh yeah.
Our house is...
We had to like throw everything from the office into the guest bedroom across the hall.
We did not, but I did. And that is because we had something else going on during this time, didn't we?
I was sick for a while.
You were not sick. You were dying.
I was dying.
Abby was
had a
actually
reaction
dying.
to some hair conditioner and
Abby, we don't know what she's allergic to necessarily. We have an idea.
My allergist has an idea. Because
Yeah.
now I have an allergist because of
Because of this, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So Abby was not feeling very good for a long time.
Yeah, I was very allergic to some hair conditioner.
She was in a bad, rough spot, rough part of town.
But I managed to get control of it with steroids and antihistamines.
Some nice drugs.
Some very close work with an allergist.
Been
That's
great.
something we were talking about earlier, is just how already like the November, December months on their own can be very hard on a regular routine. If you're somebody who likes to have like a very regular routine.
Or not.
Or
It's
even,
still,
yeah.
There's just a lot going on this time of the year.
So just trying to deal with things that are just outside of the regular routine, and on top of that, just extra hard for other reasons, like getting sick or having a roof replaced, which was probably hard.
We should also say I was also sick this whole time.
Yeah,
I've been
you
sick
had,
for
like,
like 2 weeks, actually 3, going on 3 now.
It's been a hard little time here for us.
It's been fun. It's been exciting. Maybe not exciting is the right word.
Right, but we got through it, and now we're on the other end, and it's a new year, and it's gonna be fine. We're gonna look right into the new year.
New year, new me. And new me draws clothes with no abandon. I throw it all to the wind, and I say, clothes? Easy, I say to clothes. I gotcha. You're going down. Do you enjoy drawing clothes for a specific reason?
I think part of it is that I really enjoy fashion. I don't consider myself to be like particularly fashionable, but I love like people watching and seeing what people are wearing. My favorite people watching I've ever done was when I went to Florence. And got to just see what the people of Florence were wearing as they walked around. Those were the most stylish
Florence, Italy, yeah.
people.
That's where the style is.
Oh my goodness. Well, as far as where I've been, I haven't been that many places, but there they were very, very stylish people. And
Florence,
I love
Italy.
that. This picture is just
idea.
from Pinterest that I'm working on.
Oh, it's not. They're not from Florence.
No, and it's just an ad for some snowboarding clothes or something. But I just love it. I like seeing what people are wearing. I think that's such an interesting element of who we are and how we express ourselves as people.
I like that.
Yeah. So I always find clothing very fascinating. Plus the way it drapes, and like you were saying, what makes it so challenging and hard
Is also what makes it so tantalizing.
So interesting is the way that it drapes and folds and its silhouette and where it cuts, like I think a lot about like where does the clothing stop, particularly jackets and shirts. Do they stop? Do you have a garment that stops here at your hips or at your waist, and the difference that makes between how two different outfits can look?
Wow, I never thought of it that way.
I think about these things a lot.
Oh,
But
do you?
They're fun to think about, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've never, I'm a very classically dressed person. I like classic style clothing, let's say.
Absolutely. I like classic as well.
I'm not someone that branches out too often.
No, nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, I don't know. Clothes are just one additional thing to draw.
They don't like.
They're not anything special to me. I
Yeah,
guess.
that's fine. That's like me with Pokemon. They're just one other thing to draw.
Wow, really throwing shade. How is your jacket coming?
It's coming. It's just kind of some blocked in shapes. For all that I think clothing is very genuinely interesting and fun to draw, I'm not that phenomenal at it or anything.
No?
But no, it's just coming along.
Are you doing like any deets? Any little details?
There's some
like that?
like zippers on this jacket that are black.
Yeah.
So those stand out really well. So those are really easy to add in and have them look like what I am creating. So I've added in those zippers.
I think a lot of
like the black
seam lines
accents.
will make a big difference in your jacket to really help show the form. To really help describe like the shape of your jacket.
Seam line. Yeah, I could see that.
Like, because it helps show where it's revolving and stuff. So, hey, something to try. Get them seam lines real good. Do you have a lot of folds in your jacket? Like, what is your jacket made of? My character's wearing like a leather, well, maybe not.
Well, mine's a super low res image, which I'm actually just fine with because it actually helps me, I feel like, focus more on
the big shapes.
Yeah. So there might be a lot more details and seams in it. It's a puffy jacket, so I know there are. But if I'm going to add those, it'll just kind of be of my own volition.
I like that. Yeah, that's cool.
What about you? Lots of seams and details?
There's a few. Not a ton. But I am trying to do some pockets.
I'm trying to back up now and see how my values are looking. I think I need to darken up this whole top sleeve area here that's above her head.
I can't wait to see all your values at play.
I need to
You're really
be better.
focusing on them values this time?
I'm trying a little bit more to think about them. Yeah, that's a little better actually. Okay, let's just get some better value work in here.
Get some better value work in there.
Pop up the contrast.
I'm really excited about this jacket. I like the cell shading style, and there's a lot of that going on here that's pretty fun.
Oh, cool.
I'm liking it. It's very cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you're able to enjoy it.
Well, yeah, of course. After our last Gucci drawing, I have to come extra prepared. Make sure I choose something that might potentially turn out in my favor, let's say.
Yeah, it's hard. It's always hard to draw something that feels totally out of your wheelhouse.
Totally out of my wheelhouse. Wheelhouse is such... Where does wheelhouse come from, Abby? That's such a fun term.
Oh yeah, and
Need to-
specifically to be out of, or in. You're
Well-
never just like, there's my wheelhouse. It's always like, is that outside or inside of my wheelhouse?
Ooh. Well, it must, something to do with somebody making wheels, right? Of course.
Right, naturally.
These pockets are fun though. I'm enjoying. I have to switch up my brushes more. I have noticed that I've been using the same brushes just maybe a little too much. And I can't just have like one all-purpose brush because I can't get like with that pencil I use, it doesn't allow me to get anything with like a fine line because it doesn't have that. It has a lot of bumpy, bubbly kind of texture to it. And that kind of doesn't really work.
I like the texture personally for my work, but if you like cell shading, which you do, I could see where something a little less textured might be preferable.
We need like a clean line. I'm talking about a refined line. You can't always get a refined line with that, Gotta have a refined line, Abby.
Gotta have
So,
those refined lines.
Line work is something that I'm very interested in working on and improving. It sounds like maybe you don't really care much about line work right now.
I wouldn't say that. It's hard to be focused on everything all at once, But no, line work is important too. I think for me, it's an area that's a weakness for me is definitely values and chunks of color and value and how they contrast. So that's where I'm maybe focusing my energy more.
Makes sense. I like it.
But for you, it sounds like you want to focus a little more on clean lines and really sharp stuff.
No. I'm actually, the thing that I care the most about is form. Representing forms in a very solid, accurate way. So like, I can show you an example of that being poorly done here in a moment on my jacket. Like if you just look at the sleeves here, like this one, it like tapers in. See, look, it's like wide here, it like scrunches in over here. So like, yes, fabric does that, but like there would be some crinkling or some folds. Mine is just poorly done.
Oh, okay.
So you need something to look good. You need it to look believable. And if it doesn't have that quality, your work's not gonna look great, or it's gonna look very impressionistic. And impressionistic is not what I'm going for with my work.
See, I wonder, you don't want to, I like the impressionistic look.
Well,
Maybe, but I do see that I wish I had more ability to draw things and paint things in exactness.
that's called control, and it's something that comes with time. And I'm worried that if I don't try to do that, there are people that do art for a very long time and never ever improve at these skills. But you have to want to. You have
to be focused,
you have to
steady.
know where your shortcomings are to be able to work on them.
That makes sense.
And you will naturally just get better at those things over time, but maybe you could get there a lot faster if you intentionally, for example, practice making some nice, decent lines.
This is true.
And I say decent for myself. We're not even trying for good yet. Good's not even on our radar.
No, not
One
yet.
day we will, though.
Yeah.
I'd like my jacket, though. It's real fun.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
He's cool.
Yeah, your cell shading is really cool.
It's messy, but it's fun. And that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
All
We're
that
having
matters is
fun.
fun, guys. Hey, if you're having fun, you're doing it right. And I'm having fun. What is your favorite thing to draw, Abby? People? Faces?
Probably people and faces. Sure, yeah. What about you?
I think my favorite thing to draw is probably faces. Just because that is, like, characters are my favorite thing to sculpt as well. So just making art of those things is my most enjoyable or go-to thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also the most difficult for me when it comes to drawing. It's also the most difficult for me, I will say, when it comes to sculpting.
Yeah, faces.
Like, it never becomes, I don't want to say it's easy. Like, I can make a face, I can sculpt a face, pretty easily without thinking about it too hard. But if I want to make, like, a face that I really enjoy, that I like a lot, I have to, take some time with it. Like, if it's going to be something that I'm proud of, I really do have to take my time with it.
They're time consuming.
When it comes to drawing, I'm just not good enough to make faces that I enjoy. But I'm working on it.
Trying. I know it's a hard thing to.
But it's the most fun thing to do. Even though I'm bad at it.
Those expectations are hard to manage. Those can be very difficult to work with. When you know what it should look like, but you just can recognize that you can't quite make it that way yet.
Yeah, so there are actually, there's like a lot of fun graphs out there that'll show like, hey, here's what step you are on in terms of your art progression. And it's like this, I should try to find the image and share it if I can. But essentially what it does is it shows you like, hey, you're at this stage where you are doing something wrong, but you don't know what it is, like you can't point it out. But then there are also stages where you know what is wrong, exactly what you need to do, but you cannot do it. You can't achieve it.
So painful.
Yeah, and they're both painful for different reasons. Honestly, the unknown version for me is the more painful, not knowing what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't. Yes, I think I feel the same way.
But they're both painful, like I said, for different reasons. But I am enjoying my jacket. I'm trying to add more of these folds in here. What are you doing for some finishing touches?
I'm giving her a little bit of a face.
Oh, you are? You're done with your jacket's perfect. You don't even need to do.
No, but I'm noodling on the jacket, like I find myself going back and forth on the same little areas. So just to take my eyes off of it, I'm doing some work on her face just to give her face a teeny bit of definition, which it already pretty much has as much as it's gonna get anyway.
I thought your face was looking really good for that piece that you were working on. When did you start that?
This morning.
Oh, you did?
Uh-huh.
Very nice.
Thank you.
The face is really fun. I think you got some cool stuff going on there.
Thanks.
You excited to work on it more?
Oh, I guess. I don't know if I will work on it too much more.
Oh, really?
I could. I mean, obviously I could, but...
You're calling it. You're saying you're done, huh?
Yeah, or do you mean like outside of now?
Yeah. I meant later.
Oh, no, this might be it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it just like you don't think you could do anything else to it? Or...
I mean, I could always go in and get a little more detailed and add more background, but no, I think...
Because on the stuff I do outside of Drawbli, I like to spend a lot more time, trying to refine and make things better.
Oh, I see.
Drawbli is my quantity to be able to just, get my daily practice in. But you also need to be pushing yourself in your quality. One episode, what we should do is just spend an entire episode looking at other stuff that we've drawn outside of Drawbli. That'll be something fun we can do maybe, every so often into the next year. I think that would be really cool to talk about maybe some of the stuff we're learning and trying to improve upon.
Or do like this and bring up something you've been working on and just kind of work on it during a Drawbli episode.
Ooh, yeah, that's a great idea as well. That would be fun. But I am pretty happy with my rough jacket. But
okay.
I think it's pretty cool. Are you complete? Are you ready to be done with your jacket?
Yeah, let's call it. Let's take a look.
Here, let me just paint in a little fun background.
Maybe I'll give this girl a background later.
Ooh,
that'll be my.
You should do that. Here, wait. We need some contrast for a jacket. Oh, that green is horrible green.
Horrible green. Just give her some finger color.
Oh, there we go. I like that yellow. That's a good yellow.
Oh, good.
All right, let's see yours first. We've been looking at mine a lot first, so we gotta check out yours.
Okay.
Ooh, That is very fun. This character is very fun. Like I said.
I love her pose. I love the way her jacket is hanging off of her body specifically.
That is very fun. Oh, and you don't really have to do much of hands because they're hidden.
Yes.
You have done a much better job of capturing values this time around as compared to last, which is specifically what you said
Exactly.
you were going to look at.
Which partway through this, I realized that my values were lacking.
Ooh.
My contrast was lacking, so
and
I
then
punched it up.
You jumped in there.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you do that? Did you do that with a bunch of layers? It looks like you got some layers in there.
No, I think I just chose like darker colors and overlaid them over the areas that needed to be darker.
Very cool. Hers is a very poofy coat, but because it's low res, it's kind of hard to like figure out where everything is.
Yeah.
But that is cool. That is very cool and a very fun character that you worked on earlier and continued to improve. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
You did a very good job.
Now let me see yours.
Here's my simple
I
little
love
jacket.
this. This is so fun. I love the colors you chose. Obviously, blue and yellow being as opposite sides of the color wheel. They look really sharp together.
Well, it's purple, but
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
come on. Are
Yeah.
you? Wait, hold on. Are you colorblind?
No, I'm not. Is it purple?
It's like a blurple, you know. It's
Oh, okay.
it's somewhere around
Yeah.
there. But I literally chose the color from Trunks' jacket. I
Oh,
didn't.
nice,
It's his
nice.
jacket, so you know.
No, it looks really cool.
Can't make it
I
any
love-
other color.
You can tell that you have like some knowledge of folds and how they all work and intersect. Yeah, that looks awesome.
I
I
tried.
like the pockets too. It looks really
gosh.
exact to your proportions and measurements. Seem really
You know
sharp.
what's funny is I did not. What's weird is I did not really adjust much of the proportions from the initial sketch. So that's cool. That's
That means
good
you're
to hear.
getting better. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, that's
One
awesome.
day soon I'll never use that liquefy tool again. Well, with that, thanks for watching, everybody. You can join us by sharing your
Jackets.
online using the hashtag Drawbli and click the subscribe button to be notified of future videos. And this is the part where we say
Goodbye.
goodbye, everybody. Good job on your jacket.
Thanks. Good job on your jacket.
You did a great job with your values.
Oh, thank you. I like your colors.